Welcome to the hiredgun podcast with your host, the hiredgun. First, like, subscribe, share. How y'all doing, y'all? So Rob was good. Rob was real good to me. Like I enjoyed Rob a hell of a lot more than I enjoyed SmackDown. All right. Match of the night. I guess Penta versus Kofi. It was a good match. It was a good match. Penta won, which I told you yesterday. Like it kind of got room because Penta, even though Penta was winning regardless, it kind of got room because Penta made a challenge in Triple A for the IC title, so he had to win. Now I'm sure, like I said before, I'm sure Kofi could have went to Triple A and did that same date that Penta was, but no. Sorry. And then afterwards, Penta did a ladder match challenge for WrestleMania, which I guess cool. Now, so far, the contenders for that match is Javon Evans. Of course, Penta. He has to go. Javon Evans, JD Madonna, Rusev, and Dragon Lee. So far, I think that's the. I'm pretty sure that's the card for that so far. In a lot of cards, a lot of matches got what's the word I'm looking for? A lot of matches got announced yesterday. The Finn versus Dom got announced. The women's tag team match got, which I told you that match was going to finish because every time the belts or a women's tag team match gets uh, announced, it never finishes. But that match got announced. Now it's weird. Nikki Bella, when she got there to Raw, she had a walking boot on, but she didn't have a walking boot on when it came to show her on TV. But that match got announced yesterday. Oh, it's a five-way women's tag team match. Um, so and I also told you that the Usos was losing the tag team belts last night, which they did. They lost them. Now, I didn't know Speed was gonna have a hand in it, which is cool. So what they're trying to do is Raw's gonna one night is gonna be Jelly Roll. Um, yeah, it's gonna be Jelly Roll as a one celebrity. And then the other night it's gonna be on Speed. As the other celebrity. And for people who are always saying that, well, not always. Well, some people I seen some people say today and yesterday, oh, the E is changing. They always have celebrities there. They always have celebrities there, like always. Now, a majority of them was always wrestling, or had a part in it. Now, but the only thing I can pretty much agree with. LA Knight deserves better than what he's getting. I mean, I know he's on the card, and so I'm not sure which what are we getting. Because that uh, either we're getting. Uh, so first of all, I can't see Speed getting a one-on-one match with LA Knight. So do we get the Usos and LA Knight um versus Division and ISO Speed? Does that happen now? Nah, like if that happens, okay, because like ISO Speed can't do a whole match by himself. Now, you know, but I told you that they was on losing belts. So yeah, as soon as Jay said that he don't give a damn about those tag team titles right now, all right, like that was it. Like he wrote himself, you know, like he wrote himself after that, you know. So I'm glad I didn't come on here. I'm glad I didn't come on here. Yeah. All right, hold on, y'all. So yeah, it's Dragon Lee, it's Rusev, it's JJ Madonna, Penta, and um, Javon Evans. I'm sure they may add two more people to this. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but I don't think that's set in stone. I don't think that's set in stone right now. But so so I'm glad I didn't come in yesterday and said that there was a masked man that arrived. There was a masked man that arrived at Raw, yeah, at Raw yesterday, and they showed him. They showed him by himself and everything. It wasn't with a group or anything. I'm glad I didn't come in here and say that was Braun Breaker. All right, because an hour later, Braun Breaker did show up to a Madison Square Garden. Like he showed up, so he wasn't a masked man. So I'm glad I didn't come in here and say that yesterday. So when I seen this, this is obviously this is off air. When I seen that, I was like, okay, who are they trying to hide to prevent from showing his face? I was like, it got to be Gunther. Like it has to be because we haven't seen him in 3 weeks. And sure enough, um, when it came down to the Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins statement, they showed him. It was him. He he saved Paul from getting stumped. He didn't save Paul from getting chair shot. But he saved Paul from getting stumped again from like a couple weeks ago. So and then he choked out Paul. I mean he choked out Seth, and he pointed at WrestleMania. So what this means is uh, Braun Breaker wasn't cleared, and Ray wasn't cleared. So you have Seth, and you have Gunther, and I'm all for it. Now, I was looking forward to Gunther versus Dragunov, but and no one can tell me if Braun gets cleared and Braun and Seth fight, we don't get Dragunov versus Gunther. No one can't tell me that because for sure. Now, what my homeboy Ryan said, my best friend, which glad you good, girl. I'm glad you good, bro. Happy. Uh, he said we need to build up a story for that, and that's true. I agree with that. But I'm glad. No, no. Hold on. I agree with what he said. I do. All right, and I understand what he's talking about because it does need a story. But Seth and Gunther don't have a story. You know, a couple face-to-face meetings here and there, but nothing ever came of it. So but I take this. Hell, you know what? I take this more over the Gunther versus Ray match. I think this is a better match. I do. I do. But um, let's move on to no, hold on. Let me talk about Ron, because the Ray thing. it is what it is on that. Like as soon as I heard that that was the plan, I said it. Put him in bubble wrap, you know, and protect him at all costs because he can sneeze and get hurt, you know. But the Braun situation, I'm pretty sure, even if he was cleared, like, the E just don't want a chance because you know Braun's going around fishing right now. So he got movement and everything. He can move and everything. I just think the E don't want to chance it right now. And like he hadn't had surgery, like major surgery and stuff. So I just don't think they want to chance it. And they said, nah, we got you. Now that doesn't mean he won't interfere in the match at Mania. I should see that happening because Drew, because I said Drew, like Gunther is not gonna Gunther's not gonna lose. Like he can't. Like he's not gonna lose. It's not happening. Like and this don't help hurt Seth if you lose to Gunther. It doesn't hurt him. Right? But Gunther can't lose right now. It's just not a thing right now. This is why they kept him away from a title opportunity, because he got to win it. This is why they kept him out of the chamber, because he got to win it. This is why he didn't win the Rumble, because he got to beat whoever he faces. You know, so Seth was losing, but I want to see this match because I haven't seen it before, and it's the first ever. You know, do I wish I had more build to it? Yes. Now, do I think Gunther is a part of the vision? No. No. Because if you see Gunther just walked off afterwards and left Paul in the ring. Alright? So doesn't mean it doesn't mean that Gunther is part of the vision. We'll see. We'll see. You know, and then if that's so, then Gunther and Ron Record are gonna bump heads. Pause. You know, because that's not gonna last. It's like it's not. So I don't think he's a part of the division. I don't. I just think Gunther seen what he wanted as a match. So let me get into Overfemi and Rock. So last night, now remember y'all, I'm 60-40. I'm 60-40 over is winning at Mania, and I'm 40%. Yeah, I'm still for 60-40. Now, listen, last night didn't help anything for me. It didn't. It didn't. If anything, it makes me want to go 50-50 now. Like, if anything, you know, because if Over attacks, I mean, if Over get the upper hand on Brock the next 2 weeks, Brock's winning. Brock's winning that meeting, all right? And people can say, "Oh, but you know that doesn't mean Brock's gonna win." Listen. God bless y'all. Okay, I've been watching wrestling too long, way too fucking long to believe that my eyes are lying to me right now, or my mind's lying to me right now. Because in my mind, if Over keeps getting the upper hand on Brock's winning that meeting. It's happening. Now last night was great. Like Brock was ready to fight last night. Brock had his wrestling gear on last night. And Over did too. Okay, and now listen, Adam Pearce needs to back away from these boys and that. Alright, them, and then the main event too, because he got touched. He got touched by Over. Pause. And then later on in the night, he got pushed to the side with either CM Punk or Roman. One of them did it. You know. Now I heard something that I don't agree with. They said that Adam Pearce gets views more than uh, Nick Aldis. That's not true. It's not true. And eventually Drew will put hands on Nick too. So I can see Nick wrestling eventually. But I mean, if you think about it, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong on Adam Pearce being the weaker GM because of the fact that okay, over put hands on him, uh, uh, Roman put hands on him, and then before that, Brock Lesnar put hands on him. You know, so because the only person who put hands on Nick Aldis is Randy Orton. You know, no one else has that. No one else has. So maybe I'm wrong on that part. But let's go back to this over thing. So listen, it just takes one of these weeks that Brock destroyed over. It's just one. Now, hopefully it's next week because Brock's gonna be there next week. So hopefully it's next week that over gets hands put on him. Or Brock gets the upper hand and hurt him. All right, or not hurt him, but like just get the upper hand. It just takes 1 week. Now, I prefer next week instead of the week after. The week after because if it's the week after, depending on what Brock does to him, uh, matters too. Now, last night. Now, listen. To me, what happened last night should have happened last week, and then what happened last week should have happened this week. Either way, last night didn't change my opinion on over or Brock. I'm still, you know, I'm 50-50 right now. I'm 50-50 right now. All right, because in my head, I just feel like if Over keep doing what he's doing, Over's losing, so they can have another match. You know, but I don't know. But that's not saying I didn't like what happened last night. Hey, that's not saying that at all. That's not saying that I didn't I didn't like what happened last night because I did. I did. I enjoyed Raw a lot last night. Like I really did. I think they have a pattern for when Finn does promos, man. Because they said Finn was gonna speak, so I thought he was gonna be out in the audience. Nah, what they doing with Finn, and they've been doing this. I just caught on when Finn has a promo or he's on the speak. They have him do a backstage promo, or a video promo. That way, you can hear him. And they can edit out stuff, or they can edit it to make it louder and everything, and make this effect. And they've been doing it. They've been doing that with him, which is a good uh, a good thing, because some people don't sound good around crowds now. They might hurt him. It might hurt him if they want to make him a champion. Then he had to do both. But promo was good. Dom did a promo. Pretty sure he did that on commercial. He came out and he responded to Finn. So that's been announced. Like I said, the Seth and Gunther match has been announced. The ladder match for the IC title has been announced. The women's tag team title match has been announced. So we getting matches now. They had to fill out 2 nights now and get it going. Pretty sure we know. I mean, we're not done yet because Uh, you know, you can tell when somebody is being like Triple H to say that he doesn't see the stuff on the internet. That's a lie. That's a lie. Alright, because Triple H seen the backlash he got, or that they got with making Carmelo Hayes drop the belt. But you know what? Speaking of dropping belts, they've done it so much before Mania. See, because before that, they wasn't doing that. Like last year they didn't do it because the fact that the plan was to let KO beat beat uh beat Cody, and they said it was too soon to Mania. But this year the Usos lost the tag team titles, right? Um, Dom lost the IC title, right? Melo lost the United States title, right? Um, Drew lost the world title, right? So like Solo them lost the tag team titles for SmackDown. So that's so many changes going in. Now I'm sure injuries did something to this hit too, but that's so many changes going in so soon to Mania. You know. Now I'm pretty sure the whole getting stuff getting the card how you want it matters too. And I'm quite sure. Now, from what I heard, the Usos were supposed to lose them belts last week, but then they changed it because they wanted the Usos to have the belts for the Netflix for opening day, which only Jay was there. I mean Jay and Jacob Fatu was there. All right, Jimmy wasn't there, but still, they wanted it for that, and so they switched it up. They was gonna lose regardless. The belts regardless. And the Usos got new tag team music, which is cool because you can't always come back and go to Jimmy and everything. Let's talk about the CM Punk and Roman. So we got what we wanted, right? The physicality, right? Which it's time now, and plus this writes off Roman for a week, so he ain't gonna be there next week. So this writes him off next week, right? And he's gonna be there for the last show before Mania. So it works out. It works out for him. You know, you know, nothing else needed to be said. Especially uh, after Roman did what he did last week, and to response to what Punk did the week before. So yeah, we was getting the physicality. There was no need to say anything else. You know, and then Roman got beat down. Now I already think Roman's losing. I mean, not Roman. I already think CM Punk's losing. Now, this didn't help anything. You know, this didn't change my mind. I already think Punk's losing. Now, a couple of the boys said, no, I'm sorry. Ryan said that uh, Roman's gonna win. He's gonna win clean. That's not happening. Roman's gonna win. He's not winning clean. Jimmy and Jay don't help him. Ain't no way around that. Jimmy and Jay don't help him. Either they'll help him win or they'll help him lose. All right. But Jimmy and Jay finna help him. All right. Like that is definitely gonna happen. That is definitely gonna happen. Ain't no way around that. Like none. Ain't no way around that. But I'm gonna end the show with that. Make sure you got like, subscribe, share. Make sure you gotta watch wrestling. Make sure you gotta watch E-Feds. Make sure y'all watch New Breed. We had you know, episode just dropped yesterday or today. But got some new stuff happening there over that. Again, make sure you like, subscribe, share. This is the High Gun Podcast with the High Gun. God bless, love you. I'm out.